All right, you guys have been asking for it. I'm going to give you a tour of the studio. So if you see behind me, this is kind of the workspace. So I have a nice drawing thing. I can actually cut all my political pop style and also just throw some drawing together. I got some popular supplies, my masking tape. I got a triangle. It's hard to do backwards. These are some of my basic tools of metal mayhem. I also got a large ruler up here, which I use on the really big paintings. Over here, I've kind of kept all my rulers together. So I should actually move the long one here, but I have that here. I got a set of hammers, so whenever I add the sawtooth hooks on the back, then I use that. All of the tape is here, so if I do my boxing, I bring it in here and finish off here. I've added these. I haven't really used these. This is a really nice thing to have. They have a really nice version at IKEA if you guys want to copy that. I have all my wood pallets, which I don't really use anymore. If I go on the road, I'll use that. What I really like to use is glass. So I don't think you can see it in the thing, but glass really gives you that really clear. You can clean it completely clean every time and get a really good version of what the colors are all about. And then the lights, I have various lights. This came with the house. And what I have here is I have this bright light, but I've added this, which kind of softens the light, so you give it a nice soft light. Up on top, this is a daylight, so you want to have really daylight, so you're true to your colors. Otherwise, you'll get in the sun, and you'll be like, oh my God, what do I do with this painting? Obviously, here I got one of my easels. I threw out the other one when I moved. It was just too much stuff to take. Another really good thing I have here is a little color drawer. So what I've done here is I have all of my warm colors here, reds, oranges, yellows. Then I have yellows as a whole drawer and browns. Blues in this drawer. Black and white in this drawer. Now if I was clever, I'd probably label these, but I kind of know these by the back of my hand, so it's really good to keep your paints organized. I have all of my writing equipment down here, Sharpies, paint pencils. The bottom I keep kind of the red dots if I'm gonna list for sale, so that's kind of a useful thing. Here at the bottom I have, this is really good for every paint you want to use Vaseline to keep that easily to turn on and off, because acrylic dries and gets really hard. It's just a random drawer. I haven't really organized that. Here's some of my paintbrushes, more paintbrushes. Though they're really just chock full, probably too full. I don't really have a drawer for these, which are my handy clamps that I reuse all the time when I make my own canvases. Here what I've done is I stacked all the canvases on top. So I got the 8x10s. These are my old 8x10s from Blick. These are a little better because they already come framed, stretched, so it gives a little bit, add more value to the customer versus these, but these are more space efficient. 11x14, 16x20, and then I got raw canvas up here, so what I'll do is I'll roll canvas, and what I'll use is one of these boards. I got the 48x48, and behind that I have a smaller 24x36, so I reuse that over and over again. On this side, you can see I have kind of a drying station. Since it's acrylic, it just dries in 15 minutes, so you really don't have an issue with drying per se. Over here, I have kind of the palette drawer. So I have, various sizes of these guys. Here's some more down below here. So I have some really big, large ones. There's some random stuff in here. This is a really cool thing my wife bought me. It's just a tool thing, but I have all my, various types of, long screws, sawtooth, nails to nail up, smaller screws for, smaller kind of framing issues. These are awesome inside of a back of a painting to kind of support it. I got all my staples here if I'm going to staple a canvas to the back. I get some wire here for main thing, and then inside, I have some more wire. I got a staple gun. I got this for corner. I should really have 4 of these so I could set it all at the same time when I'm making a frame. And this pulls the canvas itself. And I have some more Vaseline there. Below here, I got a stock of my bubble wrap, as well as my drilling equipment. So you always want to have a drill. And here's some more random kind of just your nice equipment, like from IKEA. This is really nice because it comes all handy. You can kind of take it on the road. I have some of my drilling stuff, hooks, nails, framing, wood screws, and metal screws as well. Stock of my old kind of postcards and things, so you can use that for each drawing. And over here I always save off these guys. So I use all my acrylic and reuse them as water bins. So that's basically here. So let's go on to the next room. Oh, over here I have a box of drawing stuff. So everything I have here for drawing, I do any quick drawing I want right there. You always want to have this type of razor blade when you get the glass palette, and this will scrape all the paint off. And paper towels, of course, which I take from another room. And then of course here I have a nice, work sink. So I'm not really worried if it gets overly painted in there. I can just scrub it down or just take it out and buy a new one for maybe 50 bucks. So that's nice. Some of my water I'm storing here for acrylic. So acrylic is really harsh water. So, I'm pouring it down the sewer, so I don't want to clog my own toilets. Probably not the best solution, but it is what it is. Over here, I have this nice room here, which is really cool because I can actually use this as an open studios. It's getting full of some junk, but I can kind of clean this up and use it as a really quick and dirty open studios in my house. Let me turn the lights on here. Sorry for the light, guys. So over here, I have a lot of cardboard, more bubble wrap. I have the YouTube bubble line that's huge. And then I have raw cardboard chipboard, which is just straight cardboard, and you cut the boxes custom to each painting. Now, if I had a lot more demand, that probably wouldn't be super efficient. But if you just have kind of spotty use of it, that's really a great way to do it. And let me go upstairs and show you my blogging. All right, so in my upstairs room, what I do is I have my computer station here, so I do any of the work on all my editing. And as well as for any blogging, like I do the cinema, I have soundboard that you get off eBay really cheap. And what that'll do is soften the sound and give you a richer sound. Another really cool thing, which I highly recommend, is get a whiteboard. A lot of artists do this to kind of organize I have all my marketing strategy here. And as well, sometimes I'll have my weekly goals up there. So that's a really good way to keep it top of mind. Review it every day, go over it, keep yourself on track. The final step is, what's really cool is I have up here in the attic, going all the way up here, which is really cool in this old house. Let me switch the ISO here. So I don't know if you guys can see that well. I've turned up the ISO way high, but I have all of my different paintings here in the background. And I have them organized by different styles. So over here I have political pop. Over here I have some more drip stuff. Way over there I have metal mayhem, a lot of that. In these small boxes I have here, I have, they're not really here anymore, but I had all my smaller work. All my really large rolled canvas I have just kind of laid out here. So it's not super organized. And also my really large metal mayhem I have up here. So that's kind of how I organize it. In the basement I work on the painting, package everything up, come up here and get any stored work that I sell right on eBay. In my office I'm going to do my eBay, and let's get a better light over here. So on my office I'm going to do all the eBay stuff, as well as my vlogging for cinema. So that's I kind of pull people's interest in with cinema, and then if they like art as well, then they can see me painting. And I'm not trying to do too much cinema because I don't want to turn off the people that like painting only. So that's basically my studio, guys. Thanks for watching.